know why I love the sweet potato?
Why?
You don't know why? Salt in general has plastics in it. No is horrible for you. And obesogens are exactly what they sound. They make you hold on to weight. Is Greek yogurt has more fat, it has more protein. Don't say microwave.
No, back in the oven. No, I don't.
Look at the look on your face, like you're gonna ask me that? No.
For sure. There's a lot to learn for me in the kitchen.
That was pretty impressive. Well done. Okay, YouTube, guess what? I have got something really fun in store for my channel coming in the coming months to years, and it's a cooking show. I want to dive into food. So, in order to help us, I have brought one of my favorite humans. She may look a little familiar to you. Hi. LeAnn Rhymes. LeAnn Rhymes to come and share two of her favorite dishes that I have muscled her into to calling her favorite dishes.
No, they are though. They're some of my favorites, and they all revolve around sweet potatoes.
But is the sweet potato really your favorite food, or did I make it your favorite food?
I think I think you have talked me into the sweet potato, but it is. I do enjoy sweet potato, especially when it's time to eat carbs. It's a good carb. It doesn't spike my blood sugar. Like it's good.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect food.
There is so many reasons to love the sweet potato.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through two different sweet potato recipes. And here's the thing, just to kind of put it in some context, we have to remember that everything I've been teaching you all here is based off of metabolic flexibility. So when we're over here in the fasting lane, we're not eating. But then when we go back into the eating lane, we got to eat really healthy foods. And why I love this, do you know why I love the sweet potato?
Why?
You don't know why?
Why?
Because it's progesterone building.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I mean, I was thinking there's so many ways we could go with this.
Yeah. It's also low on the glycemic index.
Yes, but so it's a great carb.
It's a great carb. So it's interesting because even though it's sweet, it actually has a lower glycemic response.
Yep.
And so you don't get as big of a glucose spike. But then also a sweet potato is really helpful for two things, for progesterone. So do you eat this? I know you eat it all the time.
I do eat it all the time, but I definitely eat it in my feasting window.
Excellent.
Yeah, and plus you're also incorporating protein, and you're also incorporating, there's avocado in this, so there's healthy fat, and so it definitely slows
the spike down.
Yeah,
okay, you bring up a really good point, because I think that a lot of people don't know it's the combination of a meal that you put together that determines the spike of glucose. So we could pick all the low glycemic foods here, and that would be great, but not everybody puts a low glycemic meal together. So it's how you put it together. So good point. The sloppy joes I think of when I was a kid, they were like the best meal mom made.
Good.
Yeah.
But this is the healthy way.
Okay.
So
great. Good. So what do we do?
Super simple. So we mix in this bowl. We're gonna mix all of the components for the sloppy joe sauce together, which are, we have some vinegar. So we have some mustard, just organic mustard. Put that in there. Then we have some tomato paste. We're gonna just stick that in there. I usually just get organic tomato paste. And then we have some coconut sugar. Ooh, I love coconut sugar. And then we have some Worcestershire sauce. Is that how you say it? Worcestershire. That's how we say it in the South. Please don't make fun of me, or actually please do make fun of me if that's not the way you say it. We're gonna add a little bit of that in there. I actually found at my grocery store a healthier version of normal Worcestershire sauce. It's gluten-free, vegan. It's actually really good. You can also use liquid aminos if you don't want to use Worcestershire sauce. So,
which is good, because the liquid aminos is great for protein, for stimulating muscle growth.
Yes, I love liquid aminos.
Yeah.
So then we're just gonna mix this all together, and then you can start on the meat.
Okay.
Put some avocado oil.
Avocado oil. Okay, so again.
We want this on medium high. That's what you're gonna put it on. There we go. Okay, we got it.
Okay.
So let's throw the meat in there. Ooh,
It's a hot
nice
pan.
sizzle.
So good.
We're gonna brown the meat and cook it until we're gonna break it up in small pieces.
Did you cook as a child before you
No,
moved to a tour bus?
no.
You didn't
I
cook
actually, no, my ex-husband cooked a lot,
Okay.
and so I kind of learned
I was gonna say, who taught you?
how to cook from him.
Okay.
And then when I started living by myself after I got divorced for a moment, I just started learning how to cook. And I really wanted to impress Eddie and like pretend like I knew how. And so actually this is a pretty funny story. So I was like cooking dinner and the whole deal one night, and I went to core an apple. And don't try that at home. I don't think I've ever cored an apple again, because I literally went right through. I don't think I even have a scar there anymore, but it was such a clean
What
cut.
did you core it with?
A knife. I was like going around like this, and it just went right through my hand. And I'm like, he's coming to the house. I'm like, you guys take me to the emergency room.
Oh my
I had
God.
a full on like, yeah. So that
That's
was
one way
when
to-
he knew I really didn't know how to cook very well. But
That's one way.
I faked it well, and
You in?
I faked it well, and then I really learned how. I mean,
It's like a good traumatic experience to like
yes,
bond you.
exactly. But during COVID, I mean, we were all cooking at home, and so that's when I started my Pinterest, like going through Pinterest and looking for recipes, and
You should do a cookbook.
I did cook at home. So put in the onions. We have some chopped up onions. We have some chopped up green bell pepper, which, by the way, Mindy doesn't like green bell pepper, so, but we're putting it in. She's gonna eat it. But I'm sure you can mix up the pepper. You put in red pepper, orange pepper.
Peppers help you methylate.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they're one of those nutrients that help and methylation means that it helps your cells detox. So that's why I like them. But when I get them, I get the red, yellow, and the orange. We're gonna have to do the green. Pretty good.
There we go.
You like salt?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's good for you.
I like salt too. It's good. The iodine's good for the thyroid.
People think it looks like I put in a lot of salt. It never tastes like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna now lower the heat and pour in the sauce.
We can figure out how to lower the heat.
There we go.
Okay. What was your favorite food growing up?
Cheez-It. We've come a long way.
Says the Middle American woman.
We've come a long way.
Is that what you got sent to school with?
No, I actually was a very picky eater in school, and I hated cafeteria food, and I also did not like soggy sandwiches, so I actually didn't eat during the day.
Oh, you
I fasted. I was fasting before I knew that fasting was a cool thing.
You're a woman. So what did you have when you came home? Jesus.
Taco Bell
Oh, yeah.
and McDonald's.
Yeah. This is in,
How awful was that?
This in Texas?
This was in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
To
we're gonna,
serve.
let's pull the sweet potatoes out and we'll
Yes.
sample it. Okay. So now
Yes.
show us what we do.
So now we have our sweet potatoes that we baked earlier. We have our meat. So for all my UK people out there, this is what you call a jacket potato. Potato. And so we this one kind of just fell apart. So I like to take it and then
Oh,
just,
like a little pie.
yeah, I have to do that. Okay, so we've got our potatoes here. Make sure you get all the meat out.
Do you eat the skin?
I like to eat the skin.
I do too.
Yeah.
Different nutrients in the skin.
Yeah.
So.
So we've got that, and now we take this.
Do you trust me to do this?
I do.
Okay.
I think you're fully capable. Good job.
Thank you. I do well with a little
Yes.
bit of encouragement goes a long way.
And get sloppy. No, it's called sloppy Joe for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to look pretty. It's just supposed to taste good. That's how I like food.
So
as long as it tastes good.
I remember sloppy joes was my favorite in like elementary school in the cafeteria. God, I
Oh,
what they
God.
put in it. I know. But because my mom made so many home cooked meals, which was amazing, I wanted the trashy cafeteria.
Of course, yes.
So,
So you can leave it as is. You can also put some cheese on top. So let's do that. Just put a little bit of cheese on top.
That looks like a really big meal.
It's very filling.
Yeah.
And then you can also put some chives. I don't think we have chives here, but I like to put some chives on top.
Okay.
You can even add some jalapenos, which would be really good. A little bit
What
of
about
spice.
butter? Would you add butter?
To the potato?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily, because once you get this all in there, like you really don't need the butter.
Pretty soupy already.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you've got your meal. So.
Okay.
And this is, by the way, this is also great leftovers. If you could take this to the office if you don't have a place to warm it up. It's good cold.
Oh.
I tried it cold the other day.
Is this what you're bringing on the plane?
Yeah, this is what I plan on taking on the plane for my trip to Australia.
You're gonna, with the meat and everything, you're just gonna put it like
You put the meat, the potato,
yeah.
put it in a little cooler.
Just don't
put
let
it together.
anybody next to you see what you're eating, because they'd be like, oh.
They're gonna want. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Good job.
Impressive.
Yay.
There you go. Sloppy Joe sweet potatoes.
So yeah, it's
Talk about
super
this.
simple. So we start with sweet potatoes. You're gonna heat your oven to 400 and you're gonna line your baking sheets with parchment paper. Parchment paper is key to this recipe.
Okay.
It helps the potatoes not burn, although you will get a little burn around the edges sometimes.
Don't you want
I
that?
like that
Yeah.
because it's crispy. You don't want your potatoes soggy. If you do it without the parchment paper, they can burn. I don't like them super thin. Like we've played around with a mandolin. You can try the mandolin, although they kind of come out thin.
But then if you took that and you crisped it, you could turn it literally into a chip.
Yes, but you kind of need, in order for the nachos to feel like nachos, you kind of need a little bit more sustenance, I guess, to it. You know what I mean? They need to be a little bit thicker, so just play around with it. You'll figure out what you like. Some people might like them thinner. I prefer a little bit thicker. And then we're gonna add some olive oil. Got some pepper. I like salt. I like good salt.
Okay. What kind of salt do you use? Because this is actually a really interesting thing.
I've been using Celtic sea salt.
Oh.
I've heard that pink salt's not good.
From what?
From all on Instagram. From doctors on Instagram.
Well, they actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah, totally. Some of them. No, but like some people that we follow, I can't remember where I saw it, but people that we follow are talking about pink Himalayan salt is not the best salt. That is Celtic sea salt. That's better.
I'm thinking, just so that we can not confuse people.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's the mineral amount. So salt in general has plastics in it. And so we do Redmond's, it's just the one we do because it doesn't have plastics, but Celtic sea salt probably has a wider variety of minerals in it.
Okay, so we're gonna mix this in. So after we do this, then we'll put these on parchment paper.
Okay.
Put them in the oven. So we put them in the oven to bake for 20 minutes and then flip them and then bake for another 5 to 10 minutes. But just keep an eye on them because they can fry really easily.
Okay, so do you lay them out flat?
Lay them out flat.
And then you put them in the oven.
Yes.
And then you do have to flip them.
You do have to flip them.
So when I flip my sweet potatoes,
yes,
it's tedious.
It is tedious.
And I never know what utensil to use.
I always use like a little tongue.
Yes.
To like take and flip each one of them. It takes a moment.
Okay.
So yes, so there we are with that. And then we are gonna make our beef. I always choose grass-fed, grass-finished. I like 93.7.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Lean ground beef.
You got it down.
Yes.
Just so you all know that the difference between grass-fed and conventional meat. So conventional meat has been pumped full of chemicals. It's been fed grain, so it can actually have a higher glycemic response. Whereas animals that have been grazing on grass, there'll be a better fatty acid profile. So you get more omega-3s, more omega-6, 9s, which are really healthy for you. So one of my pet peeves, and I just did a video on this, is that we can't, just like carbs are different, just like fats are different, we cannot say all meat is the same.
No, it's not.
It's not.
And grass-fed, grass-finished is even better than just grass-fed because sometimes they'll take the grass-fed beef and they'll actually plump it full of grain before the whole process. So yeah, grass-fed, grass-finished, if you can get your hands on it, is
Do you have a place you order it from, or you just get it at your local store?
I get it at local store.
Yeah.
So the meat's gonna go in. We cook it for 3 to 4 minutes, and then break it up into small pieces.
Okay.
And then you're gonna add chili. Spices here, they're already in here.
Okay.
Where you're gonna add chili, cumin, so chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, smoked paprika, which is super important. It definitely adds a different flavor.
So you put the oil in. You put some.
Yep.
What type of oil do you use?
You can use avocado oil is usually a great oil.
Yeah. What do you use?
Sometimes I'll use olive oil. No, it's not the best because
No, it's okay.
No, but sometimes most of the time I'll use olive oil or I'll use avocado oil.
The spices. Do you buy them organic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you buy them organic?
I mean, I try to get everything organic if I can, just because obviously we're trying to get as much out of our system as possible. I don't want any additives or,
Right.
any of the bad stuff.
Agreed.
So.
Yeah. And then what kind of pan do you use?
I'll use a, oh my God, what's it called?
Cast iron?
Yes, cast iron.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah, just like that. I was like this, but yeah, I'll use a cast iron pan.
Okay.
Which I love.
I love them too.
They're the best.
Why do you love them?
Well, first of all, mine's like this. It's massive,
Yeah.
and I feel like I can cook anything in it. It's good. It's not horrible for your health. There's no
Right.
Yeah. There's no off-gassing of any
It's
kind.
probably why your iron levels are so good.
Oh, because of the.
It could be. Yeah, you cook and you gain the iron. So some people I've heard the complaints are they don't like it because it's heavy.
It
like,
is.
This one's really heavy. So
But that's why we build muscles.
Yeah, that's right. It's part of the strength building process of this recipe.
Exactly.
Exactly right. And then how do you clean it? Because this is actually a really big topic in my family.
Why? How do you clean yours?
Well, I'm gonna tell you how I clean it,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna tell you how my family cleans it, and I think I do it right.
Okay.
So I take it, I put it in the sink, and then I take soap and water, and I clean it out, and then I dry it off and put it away.
Okay.
But that kills the seasoning. The whole goal
yeah.
of a cast iron is to let the seasoning.
Yeah, no, we always clean ours also.
Do you put soap and water in it?
If there's something that's like sticking to the bottom, I'll put like warm water in it and let it sit for a moment.
Okay.
And let everything break apart, and then we clean it with soap and water too.
Yeah. So you might need to talk to my family because they're really mad at me.
Yeah, but then how are you supposed to clean it to let
Well,
the
so
seasoning
this is my point is
Wipe
that
it down?
sometimes put in the comments, by the way, because obviously we don't know how to clean it, and I need some help.
Do you just wipe it down?
Yeah, you're supposed to like wipe it down because the point of cast iron is for all the seasoning to get into it. So like we have an original cast iron, I think might have been like my mom's or my grandma's or something like that, and it was really well taken care of until I got a hold of it.
Well, I do the same thing because I like clean pans.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So, but it's supposed to sit, you can take a paper towel and you can just wipe it like that. Anyway, so good oil, healthy pan. I do want to say, because this one is really, really important to me and should be important to you, which is Teflon.
Yeah.
Not good. So Teflon pans have a chemical on them that are known obesogen. And obesogens are exactly what they sound. They make you hold on to weight. The most recent study I've been just on a rant about, I brought it to you all, is that obesogens will make stem cells turn into fat cells. So a stem cell is a cell that will go anywhere in your body and can create anything. And when you get these chemical exposure over and over and over again, those stem cells will always make fat cells. And that kind of sucks when you're like not doing it knowingly. I don't think anybody wants to like turn their stem cells into fat cells.
No.
So anyway, so the pan matters because that Teflon is a chemical that can do that. So go and throw it away right now. Deal?
So, okay, so we got our beef. We break it up into small pieces after we put the oil in, cook it for 3 or 4 minutes, let it start browning. Then we put our spices in.
Okay.
And then, we've got the potatoes in the oven, made the meat, and then we're gonna make the crema that goes on top of it.
Okay, let me ask you one other question.
Yes.
Do you use this kind of wooden spoon with it?
I do, yeah.
Okay, how come?
We're getting away from toxic things.
Yeah.
No plastic.
Yeah.
I actually do still have some plastic in my house, and it's like I'm going through things to throw it away.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's
What have you done for Tupperware?
glass.
Yeah.
I've switched all my Tupperware
Yeah.
to glass
Yeah,
or stainless.
Yeah. Plastic bags or tin foil at all?
Yeah, sometimes I still do. I'll still use plastic bags. but mostly honestly, my plastic bags are mostly for travel.
Oh, yeah.
More
right,
than anything.
Right, yeah.
Like all of our food usually gets stored in glass now. Yeah.
That's what that was a hard shift for me.
It was. I mean, you
Yeah.
think about all the stuff that you're throwing away, and it's like, oh, we've collected all of this
Right.
forever, and
I
then
know.
now it's
I actually one day what I decided to do is I literally just like a switch went off in my head, and I spent a Sunday and just took everything plastic out of my kitchen.
Yeah.
And I just threw
You
it all
don't realize
away.
how
And
much you have in there until
so
you start to go
much.
through it.
It was a little startling,
Yeah.
for sure. So you got your meat, you got your potatoes.
Yes.
What do you do next?
We're gonna move on to the crema. So this is so good.
This is the best part.
Yeah. So
actually.
we have some Greek yogurt,
Okay.
which I love.
And did the recipe call for Greek yogurt?
Yes.
Okay, so the interesting thing is Greek yogurt has more fat, it has more protein. So is that your favorite yogurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Greek yogurt.
Yeah. And I don't think it comes raw. I think it's all pasteurized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I think you can find it like through some like mom and pop like farm.
Right.
But it's really, really challenging to find. Then we add a little bit of lime juice.
Ooh.
Lime
Okay.
juice. And then we've got some adobe sauce.
So it's a pre-made adobe sauce?
Yeah. And then we've got a little hot sauce.
Okay.
And then we
Do you like it spicy?
I do like spicy things.
You do a high spice profile.
Yes, I love it.
What's your like favorite food that you eat that is like is horrible for you, but you eat it? Look at the look on your face, like you're gonna ask me that. I was gonna say I just heard the other day you told me what you did.
Okay, well I only eat it because the boys get it brought to the house and they
peer
love
pressure.
it. Yes, and
Family
so
pressure.
no, it's just sitting there, and so I'm like, I'll just take a nugget, and then so yes, my
Did you do the fries too?
I had one fry. But see, here's the thing. I'm good
you
about
do
like
that.
I can have one fry, I can have one nugget, and I'm like, I'm okay. It
Really?
just satisfies my craving.
I mean, to me, that's the whole, what I personally like about metabolically switching is like I have a window where I'm like, I'm not eating right now.
Yes.
This is when I'm
But then when
fasting.
you want to eat.
Yeah, and then when I eat and I open up that eating window, I don't want to count calories. I don't want to think about the amount. I'm like, I'm all in on food in that moment, but it has to be high quality food.
Yeah.
This is a big piece that I'm trying to free women specifically of, is that you can eat good quality food and still be healthy. Like you don't have, it's not like you don't have to deprive yourself.
Yeah.
Just make sure those ingredients are really good quality. And if you're gonna go completely off the edge, then just only do that every once in a while.
So we made the crema. All you have to do is get it in there, stir it. It's gonna end up looking like this, which is delicious. And then this we're gonna drizzle over the top. What I like to do that is not in this recipe is I actually like to put raw cheddar cheese on top of mine. This is supposed to act as the cheese, but
okay.
But I like to actually put raw cheddar cheese. So I'll put the meat on top of the potatoes.
Okay.
And then I'll put some cheese all over it, and then I'll stick it back in the, I was gonna say microwave.
Don't say microwave.
No,
You
back
do
in the
microwave
oven. No, I don't. Back in the oven. No, I literally was looking at the microwave.
No, I know.
No.
But I think this is a good point. Why don't you microwave your food?
Well, I do sometimes to warm it up. I know.
What do you know I'm gonna say?
It's not good for me.
No, it just kills it. It just kills it. Like you're dead food now.
Yeah, I know.
Like there's no nutrients.
But sometimes it's just, it's
I agree. Yeah, maybe you want dead food.
Sometimes it's well, it's already dead. So yes, I put this on top, put it back in the oven just for a few minutes, let the cheese melt, bring it out, put on, we have some cilantro, we have some green onion, we have some tomatoes, and then avocado.
Actually, I learned a trick about avocado. If you want it to brown faster, like you buy them really hard. Well, actually, I found my avocado in a drawer. And I was like, why is the avocado in a drawer? And I was told because that's how you speed up the browning of it. I put it with our bananas.
Yes, that'll do it.
Yeah, that sometimes it'll speed it up. But this is what I hate about avocado, and it's like next to a sweet potato is my favorite, is like it's ripe for a moment.
Yes, they change.
And then it's
really quick.
It's very fickle.
Well, we would have avocado here, and we would cut it up in just a small pieces and put that on top. And then we drizzle the sauce over.
Okay.
And that's it.
And that's it. How long does this all take you?
It's probably, I mean, we set the sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are probably about 35, 40 minutes. So
Okay.
it's probably an hour process.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time do you eat dinner at?
I eat dinner at 5:30.
I mean, why do you eat dinner so early?
Because I don't want to wait till noon to eat the following day. So if I'm fasting.
Oh, it's a fasting thing.
It is a fasting thing for me. And it's also a bedtime thing because I'll go to bed at 8 when I'm home.
Okay.
So I want to have food out of my system for,
Okay.
you know, a good 2.5
Yeah.
hours before I go to sleep.
But that's my challenge in my family. Everybody, like, we're foodies, we cook all the time, but like when they start to make a meal at 6 o'clock, I'm like, oh,
I'm starving
God.
by
And then
6.
it's gonna be 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm in bed at 9. Like,
Yes.
this is not gonna work for me.
Yes, they're cutting into
Yeah.
your 2 hours of wind
That's
down.
right. That's right. But what LeAnn is talking about is actually really, and I've done some videos for you all on this, which is, you know, ideally you should eat in the daylight. And so actually one of my circadian rhythm things that I'm going to try here in the next couple of weeks is to see if all I could do is eat, if I can eat all my food in the daylight. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you pull it out of the oven, which is really awesome. I can tell you the first time that I made these, I couldn't decide with a fork, with my hand.
Oh yeah, no.
What'd you do?
I am a fork person with this. I kind of dig
okay.
in, like, yeah. I find, I mean, sometimes you can pick it up and like eat it fully, but I feel like it's a little, it's not like a crispy chip that you're eating.
No,
so I kind of like to dig in with a fork.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Show us how you do the crema.
We've put the cilantro and the green onion. Then we just do a little bit of tomato on top.
You know, I'm not a huge tomato fan.
No?
I like really good homegrown tomatoes, but some tomatoes just don't have enough taste for me.
It's just pretty though.
It is pretty. It's a good color. That's why I like the different. We did the different sweet potatoes.
And then just kind of like,
dive.
yeah, it is really good.
There's the
Like
Virgo.
the whole thing.
There's the Virgo.
So make sure it's
make it all.
evenly distributed.
Okay, then I have a couple of questions. What type of sweet potatoes do you typically use?
What do you mean? As far as the type of sweet
Yeah.
potatoes? I usually just use just regular sweet potatoes, not yams.
Do you know the difference?
Well, one's darker.
Yeah. Believe me, I've done a lot of research on this.
Yes, please.
So, and everybody has sort of a different. There's a couple things, and this is why I want to do sweet potatoes, is because it's like the women's empowerment root vegetable. It not only feeds your lower microbiome, all different kinds, but do you know the Okinawa women? They feast on sweet potatoes like every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, you know, lifted up as like living the longest. But the reason I say this is the purple. They actually feed a bacteria in your lower intestine.
Oh.
So they have a different microbiome upside than the yellow or the white. Okay, another fun fact about this that I'm curious of is obviously you put it on there, but do you like cilantro?
I love cilantro.
Yeah, do you know some people don't?
My husband does not like. He does now, but now that I put it on everything.
Okay.
So we got used to it.
Okay.
But some people it tastes like soap too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a genetic thing.
Yeah.
That fascinates me.
I love it though.
I'm so happy I don't have that gene.
Yeah, me too.
So there you go. Sweet potato nachos. We'll leave
Enjoy.
the recipe so you can do it too. But
Yes.
let us know if you make any modifications to this, if all the questions I asked. I mean, this is the great thing about my YouTube channel is we're a big community here. So leave us comments and questions, and you might teach us something.